wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess, and let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Like I said, the Lakers beat the Timberwolves last night, 110-103. The Celtics destroyed the Knicks, 132-109. And the historic baseball, the 50 for 50 baseball, actually sold yesterday at auction for $4.4 million. Now, the Dodgers allegedly offered him $300,000 when he caught the ball. He decided not to sell it right then and there and wound up making $4.4 million
Smart
at
man.
auction.
Smart guy.
Morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Envy, Charlamagne, and Lauren. Good to be back with you guys. How y'all feeling this morning?
How you feeling is the question.
Girl. I'm feeling
Mrs.
good.
Party.
Man, yeah, that Ravens game, we'll blame it on that, right?
There you go.
Election Day is officially 13 days away on Tuesday, November 5th, and on top of the front page news is making sure you exercise your right to vote. With that said, former President Trump and Vice President Harris, they are active on the campaign trail in swing states, okay? Yesterday, Trump participated in a roundtable with Latino voters in Florida, Doral, Miami area, and he also took part in a rally in North Carolina where he slammed the Biden-Harris administration on topics related to going electric, immigration, the economy, and the border. Let's hear more from Trump in Florida.
She was made the border czar. Now she said she wasn't. She was the border czar for 3.5 years, and now she said now, whether she is or not, she was in charge of the border. That's loud and clear. She never once called the Border Patrol. The Border Patrol, by the way, 5 days ago endorsed me, which is something they're not even really supposed to do. And in endorsing me, they gave it a full-throated endorsement, but in endorsing me, they said how horrible she is. And it's not easy for them to say that. You know, this is the vice president of the country. They work for the country.
They got to stop saying full-throated endorsement. God damn. Nobody ever pauses that when they say that. They gave me a full-throated endorsement.
Pause.
Oh.
What's wrong
He
with
also asked the crowd if Harris drinks or whether she was on drugs in reference to a recent interview that she did on 60 Minutes saying it was that bad, that he was basically concerned about her use of other substances. Anyways, last week at a rally in Arizona, the National Border Patrol Council did in fact endorse former President Trump. Now, speaking of Arizona, which is a swing state, Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, he spoke at a campaign event yesterday in Arizona where he compared VP Harris's energy plan to that of former President Trump's energy plan. Let's hear those comments from Vance in Arizona.
Kamala Harris's economic plan is to wage war on American energy, drive up the cost of oil, drive up the cost of natural gas, and drive up the cost of everything that requires low energy costs, which is everything that we buy. You know, Donald Trump's plan to bring down energy prices is very simple. It's drill, baby, drill. We got plenty of oil and gas in our own country. Let's get it out of the ground.
Listen, man, I keep telling y'all, the Biden administration drilled way more than Donald Trump's administration did. That's why I don't understand, like, some of these questions, like even the stuff with the borders are, right? Like when they say the stuff, when J.D. Vance says that, all you got to do is just simply put out the numbers. Biden administration drilled more than Trump. When they say the vice president is the border czar and she's in charge of the border, no, she's not. The Secretary of Homeland Security. It's his job to manage the border. Like, she's not the border czar. Like, it's just simple things they can push back on. And when we had the conversation that I had with her, a week ago, I said that. I'm like, why you just allow these labels to be put on you?
Her answer was basically she ain't got time to respond to everything.
You don't got time to respond to everything, but some things you
have to respond
are just simple, and you should clean up.
Well, let's run down some of the polls right now. Vice President Harris with a 3-point lead nationally over former President Trump with 2 weeks to remain. The Reuters Ipsos poll shows that Harris has a 46% over Trump's 43%. But in that same time frame, Trump beat out Harris in the Hill Decision Desk HQ election forecast for the first time. That shows the GOP nominee has a 52% chance of winning with Harris at 48%. And the latest national poll by Emerson College shows that Harris with 49% compared to Trump's 48%. So as it has been previously mentioned over and over and over again, this race is neck and neck. So it is imperative that everybody get out to vote. At 7, I will talk about we'll catch up with where Vice President Harris is on the campaign trail.
It's just wild that when we having these conversations, like I promise you, if this was any other candidate, they'd be disqualified from running. Like, did you see the Atlantic article that came out last night where Trump said, I need the kind of generals that Hitler had? Why are you even why are we even flirting with that? Like, why are we even flirting with that type of fascism when you got a guy talking about using the military against political opponents? He wants to jail journalists, talking about suspending the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election.
The privilege that he has to just be able to throw those things out there.
Talking about putting people in camps. You need the kind of generals that Hitler had. Why are we even flirting with that? Like, what's up, America? Like, I don't know. America's a strange,
right. If anybody else would have said
bird.
that would and under investigation. Yep.
All right. Well,
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports. Last night was the start of the NBA season. The Lakers played the Timberwolves. They won 110-103. And the Celtics beat the Knicks last night 132-109. Last night, LeBron and Bronny James made history as the first father and son to play together in the NBA. So congratulations to them. And I just want to say that 50-50 ball, that home run ball, that the Dodgers, I think, offered him $300,000. He sold it for $4.4 million at auction. So congratulations to that gentleman. All right. What's up, Morgan?
What's up is Election Day is officially 13 days away on Tuesday, November 5th. And at the top of the front page news is making sure you exercise your right to vote. With that said, Vice President Kamala Harris, she sat down for an interview with NBC News' Hallie Jackson. And she talked about the issues surrounding immigration, women's reproductive rights, healthcare, and some more. And of course, the economy. Let's hear from VP Harris on NBC News.
My plans are focused on working people, the middle class, and what we must do to strengthen hardworking people to be able to do what they dream and aspire to be able to do. His plans are about giving tax cuts, massive tax cuts, to billionaires and big corporations. His so-called plan for the economy, economists have estimated, will exacerbate inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year. So there's a huge difference between he and I.
Meanwhile, Harris's running mate, Tim Walz, made a campaign stop in Wisconsin with former President Barack Obama, the Democratic vice presidential nominee, encouraged people to vote. And he also talked about how 2016 Trump is not the same as 2020 Trump and who is not the same as Trump today, and that another Trump term would be dangerous for America. Let's hear those comments from Walz in Wisconsin.
He is not the 2016 Donald Trump. This is a brand new version. Now, look. He is, as Kamala says, he is a very unserious person, but the consequences of putting him back in office are deadly serious. He's talking about sending the military against people who don't support him. He's naming names. Look, I recognize I'm going to be at the top of that list. You think he's stopping with me? He's talking about you. He's talking about using the United States military to go after people who disagree with his idiotic ideas, his unpatriotic ideas, his traitorous ideas, and he's talking about using the military. He talks about the enemy from within.
I agree with Tim Walz 100%, and everybody just acting like it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, you were just talking about this last hour, Charlamagne, like it's crazy. But also former President Barack Obama, he also spoke at the event, and he listed the reasons why Tim Walz would make a great vice president. Let's hear from Obama in Wisconsin on Walz.
The kind of person who should be in politics. He's a veteran, he's a teacher, he's a coach, he's a hunter, been a great governor.
Yeah, so early in-person voting is underway in Wisconsin and, of course, a number of other states. So you guys, y'all go out there and y'all do y'all big one. Bringing things home to New York, the exonerated Central Park Five. I know you guys touched on this story yesterday. Well, of course, they are suing former President Donald Trump for defamation. The group's attorney, Shane Spector, says the lawsuit was filed in response to comments made by the former commander-in-chief during last month's presidential debate. Let's hear more from attorney Spector in regards to that case.
They thought it was over, but obviously it wasn't. And now they've been defamed by Mr. Trump in front of the whole country. And what they want is they want a trial. What they have to do now all over again, is clear their names. Mr. Trump has known for 20 years that these men were conclusively exonerated, yet he continues to perpetuate his false narrative.
Yeah, so current New York City Councilman Yusuf Salaam, who was a part of the Central Park Five, he was at that debate. Trump claimed the group pleaded guilty when they were tried in connection to assault and rape of a woman running in Central Park in 1989. The group did not plead guilty, with the complaint saying Trump's statements are demonstrably false and that the men have suffered injuries because of his defamatory statements. Just absolutely terrible. We got time for one more or no?
Well, I hope the Central Park Five gets all their money. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, the reality is Donald Trump don't care nothing about the law. Donald Trump's legal team don't care nothing about the law. They could give a damn, you know? So, good luck. Good luck.
It is sad that you got to you get your name cleared, you're exonerated, and then you got to deal with it all over again. But let's continue to say her name, Breonna Taylor, because she's not here to speak up for herself, defend herself. Well, testimony will continue today in Kentucky in a closely watched trial of Brett Hankinson. The trial of Brett Hankinson, the former Louisville officer who was involved in the botched raid on Breonna Taylor's apartment in 2020. Now, an officer who investigated the raid took the stand on Tuesday. He didn't fire the shot that killed Taylor, but prosecutors argue he fired blindly into the apartment. Now, Sergeant Jason Vance, he used statements by Hankinson in the previous federal trial to show that the former officer could not see what he was shooting at when he fired shots during the raid. This is the third trial for Hankinson after a deadlocked jury in the last federal trial and after he was previously acquitted on state charges. So all those wanton charges that Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was facing, maybe they should go to this guy here. But I'm not going to get too much into that. That's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Follow me on social at Morgan Media. And for more news coverage, make sure you're following at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com.
All right. Thank you, Morgan.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.